substantially, changing the revenue coming in and so on. So that is as a result, the way that Norfolk County is being able to do that is not through our bylaw, because that bylaw may or may not be in keeping with the law of Section 41, because it has to meet the definition of development. So I would be fine supporting this. However, I am not comfortable putting something in a bylaw that may or may not be in keeping with the intention of the Ontario legislature. To request that a citizen in Norfolk County come forward and be subject to site plan control, it's the Ontario Planning Act that triggers that and not Norfolk County's bylaw. So I'm fine if that would be on a case-by-case basis for the planning department to determine. However, to say that it's automatically because you're building a cannabis facility, there is nowhere in the Ontario Planning Act that says or allows Norfolk County to do that. Any questions? Councillor Van Passen?
Are you suggesting that the bylaw part 8, sub I, that we change that to all development in relation to the establishment or expansion to a cannabis production and processing may be subject to site plan control instead of shall?
I would just like the entire line struck out, and I would like that the Ontario Planning Act, which is coming from the Ontario legislature, that be the overriding document, that it's not within our authority to say that a cannabis facility is subject to site plan control. It has to meet the definition of development under Section 41, and if it does, then it is subject to site plan control.
So do you put in Ontario Section 41 in that line, or?
Councillor Taylor?
Just through the mayor, may I suggest before striking that sentence out of that policy that we refer this question to the county solicitor?
I think that would be a great idea. I asked for him to come out earlier, but I haven't. If he's not around. The only other thing we could do is just defer this to our next meeting and allow Nicholas the chance to do some research on it and provide some discussion then. Councillor Rabbits?
Thank you, Mayor Chop. I'm prepared to move deferral of this issue, and I would actually like some options to be presented in addition. What it would look like with that amendment, what it would look like without, and then we can explore the ramifications of choosing either option at that time when we have a little bit more information.
Great. Seconder for the deferral, Councillor Taylor. And any discussion? All those in favor? Perfect. Thank you very much. All right. Hi, Andy, I'm lost. Okay, so now we're into bylaws and oh, they're all encompassing. Has our dinner arrived?
Yeah, it's here.
Okay, all right, why don't we break it this time and we'll go and eat for half an hour? Sound good? Perfect.
On a strip of sandy soil lies a county called Norfolk. It's Ontario's south coast, you know, and it's surely not remote. If you pass through or spend a day or decide to call it home, you'll see why we love it here and are proud to call it our own. Norfolk, Norfolk, a southern county home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong. Take in the small town atmosphere, be amazed at all that we grow. Like our kids that go and see the world and can't wait to return home. Drop a line in a placid lake or stroll along the shore. Take a tour on a peaceful country road and bound to be back for more. Of Norfolk, Norfolk, my Southern County home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger long. With hard work, we built a dream that only willing hands could do. It's on display at our fall fairs and at all the festivals too. Eerie beaches, Carolinian forests, where the flower and dogwoods bloom. Patchwork fields and rolling hills, it's just the place for you. Norfolk, Norfolk, a Southern County home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger along. Norfolk, 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 you won't be a stranger along. On a strip of sandy soil lies a county called Norfolk. It's Ontario, south coast, you know, and it's surely not remote. If you pass through or spend a day or decide to call it home, you'll see why we love it here and are proud to call it our own. Norfolk, Norfolk, a Southern County home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger long. Take in the small town atmosphere, be amazed at all that we grow. Like our kids that go and see the world and can't wait to return home. Drop a line in a placid lake or stroll along the shore. Take a tour on a peaceful country road and bound to be back for more. Of Norfolk, Norfolk, my Southern County home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger along. With hard work, we built a dream that only willing hands could do. It's on display at our fall fairs and at all the festivals too. Eerie beaches, Carolinian forests, where the flower and dogwoods bloom. Patchwork fields and rolling hills, it's just the place for you. Norfolk, Norfolk, a Southern County home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger along. Norfolk, Norfolk, of sandy soil lies a county called Norfolk. It's Ontario's south coast, you know, and it's surely not remote. If you pass through or spend a day or decide to call it home, you'll see why we love it here and are proud to call it our own. Norfolk, Norfolk, a southern county home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger long. Take in the small town atmosphere, be amazed at all that we grow. Like our kids that go and see the world and can't wait to return home. Drop a line in a placid lake or stroll along the shore. Take a tour on a peaceful country road and bound to be back for more. Of North, on
What I love most about Norfolk County, I think, would be the vastness of the county, how it's big and there's breathing space, and there are so many little pockets of beauty, natural beauty.
I love the seasons here. The springtime, the rain falling on the earth. I'm a farmer, so I enjoy those aspects of it, the smell of the rain. The summer times, we have beautiful, warm summers here.
You have such pristine water here. You have some of the finest cold water streams in Ontario with Big Creek and Youngs Creek and others that produce great fishing.
Norfolk is very heavily forested, beautiful color in the autumn. The sun shines very brightly here in the wintertime, so I love the 4 distinct seasons we have here in Norfolk County.
What people find remarkable about Norfolk County, I think, is that our sense of community and us working together.
I think of us as a little bit of, we have these ecospheres in our store. They're these self-sustaining little balls that, you know, completely take care of themselves. We're a little bit like that, you know, in our area. We have so much here.
My kids grow up knowing what it's like to produce a piece of fruit or produce some food, some vegetables, and put them on the table, how much effort that takes. And I think that's important.
When people come into the shop, we pull out the map and we show them the wineries and the breweries, and we tell them about the local dining in town, and we'll tell them about the lavender farm, and along the way show them produce stands that they could stop to pick up some goodies.
Everything that we want to do socially and all of our extracurricular activities are right here. And when you join groups, these people they'll want to get to know you immediately. That's our nature. We're curious and we're supportive and we're interested.
Sometimes opportunity just kind of happens when you're talking to someone and having a conversation with someone here in Norfolk. The next thing you know, you're collaborating with them on a project or activity.
The amount of people within our community that support our business is outstanding, because it's a give and take relationship. If you support everyone else, they will support you, and it makes our community that much stronger and that much better.
You know, I think that working with the local businesses here, everyone's very welcoming. Every time I meet a new business owner, and I love to go to new stores and new restaurants that open up and introduce ourselves and welcome them to the community. It's easy to fall in love with Norfolk County.
My advice to a family that's thinking about moving here is to come and visit. Come and spend a week. Come and experience everything that we have to offer, because you're going to find an amazing quality of life.
You're 10 minutes away from a beach. You're 5 minutes away from a dog park. You know, there's so much opportunity in an area like this for young entrepreneurs, young families, even, you know, senior entrepreneurs that are doing that as well.
I'm very happy. I'm lucky, you know, very lucky I can be here, you know. It's a good place to raise family too.
we don't have this sort of slick veneer over us. We're really comfortable in our own skin, and artists are making art because they love to make art, and musicians are writing songs because they love to write songs.
And just because you're not from here doesn't mean that you can't embrace what makes Norfolk great. You know, sort of our diversity, the wonderful landscapes here.
And it's just a great area. You're going to meet great people. You're going to have a supportive environment. We can compete on an international stage with anybody. And that's how we have to start looking at the world.
You just have to be willing to work hard, realize the potential that there is here, and just, you know, put yourself to work and create that opportunity for yourself.
I found that as a young entrepreneur, I was given every opportunity I could want. Just put yourself out there. Go to local events, and you're going to bump into all kinds of people that are going to be, you know, important business connections to you.
Everybody's so willing to help somebody else out. I think that's the best thing about even being a business owner in Norfolk County.
We're a small community, but there's so much support here, whether it's a restaurant or ecotourism. We just have this appetite, and if you've got a great idea, you've got a willing community that's going to get behind your idea.
You know, some of the advice that I would give entrepreneurs coming to Norfolk County would be to think outside of the Norfolk box, but don't forget what's in the Norfolk box, because we have a lot to offer. We have a lot of great people, a lot of great opportunities.
Norfolk County.
Entrepreneurs grow here.
Norfolk County.
Ideas grow here.
Norfolk County.
You grow here.
You grow here.
You grow here.
On a strip of sandy soil lies a county called Norfolk. It's Ontario's south coast, you know, and it's surely not remote. If you pass through or spend a day or decide to call it home, you'll see why we love it here and are proud to call it our own. Norfolk, Norfolk, a southern county home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger long. Take in the small town atmosphere, be amazed at all that we grow. Like our kids that go and see the world and can't wait to return home. Drop a line in a placid lake or stroll along the shore. Take a tour on a peaceful country road and bound to be back for more. Of Norfolk, Norfolk, my southern county home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger long. With hard work we built a dream that only willing hands could do. It's on display at our fall fairs and at all the festivals too. Erie beaches, Carolinian forests, where the flower and dogwoods bloom. Patchwork fields and rolling hills, it's just the place for you. Norfolk, Norfolk, a southern county home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger. a strip of sandy soil lies a county called Norfolk. It's Ontario's south coast, you know, and it's surely not remote. If you pass through or spend a day or decide to call it home, you'll see why we love it here and are proud to call it our own. Norfolk, Norfolk, a southern county home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger long. Take in the small town atmosphere, be amazed at all that we grow. Like our kids that go and see the world and can't wait to return home. Drop a line in a placid lake or stroll along the shore. Take a tour on a peaceful country road and bound to be back for more. Of Norfolk, Norfolk, my southern county home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger long. With hard work we built a dream that only willing hands could do. It's on display at our fall fairs and at all the festivals too. Erie beaches, Carolinian forests, where the flower and dogwoods bloom. Patchwork fields and rolling hills, it's just the place for you. Norfolk, Norfolk, a southern county home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger long. Norfolk, 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 you won't be a stranger long. On a strip of sandy soil lies a county called Norfolk. It's Ontario's south coast, you know, and it's surely not remote. If you pass through or spend a day or decide to call it home, you'll see why we love it here and are proud to call it our own. Norfolk, Norfolk, a southern county home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger long. Take in the small town atmosphere, be amazed at all that we grow. Like our kids that go and see the world and can't wait to return home. Drop a line in a placid lake or stroll along the shore. Take a tour on a peaceful country road and bound to be back for more. Of North. On a strip of sandy soil lies a county called Norfolk. It's Ontario, South Coast, you know, and it's surely not remote. If you pass through or spend a day or decide to call it home, you'll see why we love it here and are proud to call it our own. Norfolk, Norfolk, a southern county home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger long. Take in the small town atmosphere, be amazed at all that we grow. Like our kids that go and see the world and can't wait to return home. Drop a line in a placid lake or stroll along the shore. Take a tour on a peaceful country road and bound to be back for more. Of Norfolk, Norfolk, my southern county home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger long. With hard work we built a dream that only willing hands could do. It's on display at our fall fairs and at all the festivals too. Erie beaches, Carolinian forests, where the flower and dogwoods bloom. Patchwork fields and rolling hills, it's just the place for you. Norfolk, Norfolk, a southern county home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger long. Norfolk, 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 you won't be a stranger long. On a strip of sandy soil lies a county called Norfolk. It's Ontario, South Coast, you know, and it's surely not remote. If you pass through or spend a day or decide to call it home, you'll see why we love it here and are proud to call it our own. Norfolk, Norfolk, a southern county home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger long. Take in the small town atmosphere, be amazed at all that we grow. Like our kids that go and see the world and can't wait to return home. Drop a line in a placid lake or stroll along the shore. Take a tour on a peaceful country road and bound to be back for more. Of Norfolk, Norfolk, my southern county home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger long. With hard work we built a dream that only willing hands could do. It's on display at our fall fairs and at all the festivals too. Erie beaches, Carolinian forests, where the flower and dogwoods bloom. patchwork fields and rolling hills, it's just a place for you. Norfolk, Norfolk, a southern county home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger along. Norfolk, 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 you won't be a stranger along. On a strip of sandy soil lies a county called Norfolk. It's Ontario, south coast, you know, and it's surely not remote. If you pass through or spend a day or decide to call it home, you'll see why we love it here and are proud to call it our own. Norfolk, Norfolk, a southern county home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger along. Take in the small town atmosphere, be amazed at all that we grow. Like our kids that go and see the world and can't wait to return home. Drop a line in a placid lake or stroll along the shore. Take a tour on a peaceful country road and bound to be back for more. Of North
Okay, everybody's ready to get going again? So we're going to start at number 11, bylaws. I've got a couple of motions in front of me from the clerk. First one is that bylaws 4Z 2019 and bylaw 6Z 2019 and bylaw 2019-09 to bylaw 2019-11 be approved, signed by the mayor and clerk and affixed with the corporate seal. Do I have a mover and a seconder? Councillor Rabbits, second by Councillor Taylor. Any discussion? All those in favor? That's carried. And next one is, that's the only one? Okay. Okay, I guess that's the only one. So, I understand we have a number of people that have come forward this evening. I have recently had some contact that there was a petition that had been provided to Councillor Columbus in regards to opposition to the two-lane concrete bridge on Road 45. To my knowledge, it never became part of public record or circulated amongst councillors. So as a result, there's a number of people that have come forward this evening that would like council to at least hear their position because they feel they never had the opportunity to do so. So I feel it is incumbent upon us to make a motion to waive the procedural rules of order and to be able to revisit this situation to hear the complaints of our residents and their views and positions. Councillor Columbus.
Yes, I believe you stated that I received a petition. I did not receive a petition. I received a note from, I think, Mr. Knowles stating that there was 27 names on a petition.
I heard
yesterday. So.
That's possible. Was there, to my knowledge, somebody had stated that there had been a petition sent much prior to this ever commencing. Mr. Hammond, was that you, I believe, that told me? Was this petition circulated previously? The new petition with 27 signatures, but the previous petition, did you provide it to a councillor previously? Okay. I guess the question was just, my understanding in emails that had been sent was that it had also previously been provided. I believed it said to Councillor Columbus, but maybe I was wrong. Okay. Okay. And you have a new one today with 27 signatures on it. Okay. So I'm confused now. Is somebody hoping to make a deputation tonight? Okay. Okay, so I believe, yes, Councillor Van Passen.
I would, since I was in the majority on that motion, I'd like to make a motion to reconsider that council waive the rules of order to allow a motion of reconsideration on the concession or on the County Road 45 bridge to proceed this evening, and that deputations here this evening be allowed to present to council in relation to this issue, and that the resolution be reconsidered. And I'd like to move that, and if I could get a second.
Do I have a seconder for the motion? Councillor Huffman. Any discussions? Okay, all those in favor? 6. Opposed? Okay. The motion's carried. Whoever would like to present this evening, if you'd like to come forward and make your deputation to council. If you could state your name and address for us. Thank you very much.
Good, thank you. Okay. Well, thank you, Council and the Mayor, for considering to hear us out. This, what I passed out to you, we submitted back in the spring for the environmental assessment hearing, and it was signed at that time, and since had a few more petitioners sign it. Everybody that signed it lives on 45 between 59 Highway and County Road 16. I don't think there's any, I don't think I have to read the whole thing if you people want to consider it. I just wanted you to be aware. One thing that I was really concerned about is when it was voted in, it said we were anti-agriculture or that thing, and it was not. Actually, most of the people on here are farmers. There's one farmer that lives exactly beside the bridge, and he would prefer a one-lane bridge just because of safety issues. And the safety thing is, if you know the road, it's a lot of blind spots and steep gullies, no guardrails, and if they put in the bridge to encourage trucks and other speed traffic, that's what our biggest concern is that. It also is, at the moment, the people visit from across Ontario, particularly motorcycles, every nice weekend day. There are a bunch of them come. I think they discovered it going to Friday the 13th, but I'm sure they spend some money in the county. And finally, it just, we don't see any reason to improve 45, or number 45 that much. It's a road to nowhere at the moment. Somebody said that they wanted more roads to Simcoe, but if we come to Simcoe, we go up to Regional 1 to come into the downtown or up to number 3, so I don't see that holding water, particularly when Regional 1 is 2 roads north and 24 Highway is not that far south for anything. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? If you could just state your name as well for the record, makes it easier for the clerk.
Sure. My name is Jim Hammond. I live just east of the highway, or of the bridge, Bailey Bridge Road. We call it Bailey Bridge Road, but it's not. It's Highway 45, or Region 45. I've been living there for 30 years, and when we first put our house in, we asked the county if they're going to improve it, and they said, yeah, we're going to put a new bridge in 5 years. In '92, they put the Bailey Bridge in, and it's been a faithful bridge for us since. Then when I heard about this new proposal to put a 2-lane bridge in, I was concerned. So obviously, and curious, and I actually thought, well, what can I do to prevent this? Because I just know it's a road that really is in need of total restoration if it's going to handle a 2-lane bridge. The 2-lane bridge suggests speed. As soon as you come down that hill, you're facing a big truck, you're going to get run over. There are 2 sections in that road that are so narrow, 2 big trucks could not pass each other safely. They could if they were airline pilots and had GPS and were within 6 inches of each other, maybe. Otherwise, no way. One of the things I did do, I got a hold of this report that you made the decision from, the Valley report, and it recommended a 2-lane bridge versus the 1-lane bridge. And to me, it sounds like an upselling document at first glance. It included a list of bridge manufacturers that were contacted. So being curious, I phoned one, and the bridge company I phoned was Iron Bridge, north of here in Perth County. I spoke to a gentleman there and described the situation, and he gave me a quote off the top of his head of a bridge that would do the job, but it seemed very low. So I asked him to send a detailed proposal, and he did, and it came in at under $500,000 for the bridge. Installation, I don't know about yet, but it seems a hell of a lot cheaper than a 2-lane bridge, and a hell of a lot cheaper than the 1st lane or the 1-lane bridge that's proposed in that report. Then I read this report, this $12,000 Valley report in detail. And on page 10, it says the life cycle cost summary. This chart indicates that the Iron Bridge, after the first 20 years, will need refurbishment at $1 million. And another $1 million for every 20 years after that. And to me, a new bridge from Iron Bridge can be purchased for a lot less than that for every 20 years you want one. And he says, the person that I talked to says it lasts 70 years. These bridges are made of the same steel that the freighters are made of. My son's been working on freighters for a number of years now. And they were built in 1947, and they're still in the water, and they're still going. So this stuff that they're using today, it's called Core 10. It naturally ages. You don't have to do anything to it. The chart that he has in there too as well suggests that it's going to cost a lot more. I'll get to that in a minute. But the fact is, doing something to this thing in 20 years, if it's going to cost $1 million, you could easily replace it for $500,000. So that doesn't hold water at all to me in that chart. On page 2, the considerations, the ADT, which is the annual daily traffic, is at 353, below 400, which qualifies it for a single-lane bridge. Would a 2-lane increase traffic? There's another question. If so, what about the rest of the road in the valley? Again, more costs involved. If you're going to increase the traffic, you're going to have to widen the road, cut away all those hills, which have been cut down considerably anyway. If you've ever seen my driveway, it's at least 40 feet deep because they had to lower it to begin with to accommodate people going up and down the hill without horse and buggy. They had cars, so they couldn't get up. They had to lower that hill. And they couldn't cut any farther down because of the aquifers underneath those hills. And to go wider, then you're right into the Conservation Authority. You'd have to basically make it a steel rail machine going through there with a car. On page 5, safety issue. It talks about this person or persons getting stranded out there in the middle of the current. I've seen it many times. And what people do, they drive around the barricades. The crews will come up, put the barricades down, saying road is closed, do not go past. And they'll have barricades at each end of the road, and they'll still drive around it. I don't see any way you're going to stop that unless you have barricades all the way down each side and fill that valley completely up, all 2 kilometers right straight through. To me, that's just a big waste of money that this council can't afford. And as far as getting there with an ambulance or a fire truck, we're in the middle, so either side it can come in from Langton or Port Rowan or Simcoe. And it really doesn't even have to touch the bridge if that's an issue with getting across. So on page 6, construction costs and road improvements. According to the report, the costs are the same for any type of bridge that you put in there. This does not mean that the road alterations will be actually included in the cost. It says at the bottom, there's a bullet that says, the last bullet on that paragraph says, road improvements are required for all considered alternatives. Road improvements. It's saying it's going to include the ramp on either side, plus the road, plus the abutments, which every single bridge that you could put in there would need. But the road improvements for a double-lane bridge is far beyond, I think, what I think most people are going to want to spend. And this road basically is not HN1, it's not McDowell Road, it's not 24 Highway, it's a winding, narrow, crazy goat path that we love. We love going across that single-lane bridge. We stop and wave at people. We know who they are. The farmers that have been going up and down the road in front of my house that go slowly, if you know Mr. Pongrass, they stay on their own side of the road, but I wouldn't say that for the people coming down from the other side. They come down in front of the Bateman driveway, across my driveway entrance, and past Bill Knowles' driveway entrance. If there was anybody just on the other side of the center line, they would get clipped every single time. We have a policy of going out of my driveway, you count to 5, and you look both ways. And then you count to 5 again as you're going out, because you don't know what's coming down that hill. It's a blind hill. So you'd have to widen it. You come across that bridge, you know, or come down that road, you know it's a wide bridge, especially with a big truck. You're going to go flying through there. Somebody's going to get killed. And I can't see widening, bulldozing, scraping, and doing all that stuff just for a road that goes to a stop sign and then goes to a T. And then you have to turn left or right. I mean, it's millions of dollars extra. And the report to me is flawed. I admire his upselling and trying to get you to build a big bridge, but in my opinion, it's not needed. Thank you for letting me speak.
Any questions from council? Before you go, maybe I'll just turn it over to councillors if there's any questions. Any questions? Just one point I want. Oh, sorry, Councillor Huffman.
You can ask. I'll answer it.
Thank you, Mayor. Through you to the deputation, to Mr. Hammond's report done like a good teacher.